Find other great podcasts like this one at podmoth.network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I almost forgot my own intro. I am your host, Dave.
I was going to ask, did you forget what we do on this show?
Well, we skipped a week, so I have to get back in the role of the thing.
We did skip a week.
Today I'm joined by what should be a familiar voice, Nick Einstman. How you doing, bud?
Dave, it's pleasure to be back on the show.
Thank
you for having me again.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm currently at a bachelor party in Richmond, Virginia. My friends are doing some wine tasting right now. That's really not my thing.
Riveting.
Still a little hungover from last night. Yeah, it's been a week.
Yeah, no.
It's been a week. Car died. Got my car right before I left for Virginia. It was sweet. Got to Virginia at like 9 o'clock last night and walked into the Airbnb, was handed a beer and a shot, and I've been going since.
As a bachelor party should go, you know?
Yeah, I kept my notebook on me. And by my notebook, I mean it's a literal sheet of paper that has been sitting in my car for the past week.
Yeah, I mean, what is a notebook really besides just sheets of paper?
It's just sheets of paper stitched together.
Well, Nicholas, today we're going to be doing something a little different. You wanted to tell me a story of a cryptid that you think I have never heard of, which I probably haven't. So let me ask myself this. Am I a cryptids guy? I mean, yeah, I dabble, blah, blah, blah. So what do you got for me?
All right. So we're going to go to a magical place in North America that is actually been rumored to be a mob graveyard since the 1920s.
Okay, all right, hold on real quick. I misheard you for a second, and I thought you said mob with a B, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard
not mom graveyard. Yeah, it's not a mom graveyard. There might be some moms in there, depending on who they owed money to. Dude, but it has been I
was like, this is gonna get real dark.
Mob graveyard since the 20s.
It's gonna get real dark real quick. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. So we are gonna be.
Can I guess where?
Magically. Yeah, you want to guess? Yeah. Guess and see where we can go?
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No.
Am I close?
It starts with a T, sort of.
Trenton.
No. It's not on the East Coast.
I don't know. Where are we being transported to today?
All right, so we're being transported to Lake Tahoe in Nevada.
Whoa, that does not start with a T. That starts with an L.
It sort of does. Okay, but you get rid of the word lake, and it's Tahoe.
Fucking I hate you so much.
All right. So besides the fact that Lake Tahoe has been a rumored, graveyard for the mafia, it is also one of the largest lakes on the West Coast. It's about at certain points, it's about 1,200 feet deep. It's about 12 miles long, and it is home to one of North America's very own lake monsters, aka Tahoe Tessie.
Tahoe Tessie.
Tahoe Tessie. How great of a name is that?
I love it.
Tahoe Tessie.
No, I am going to be honest. I know the name Tahoe Tessie, but I literally know nothing about the actual animal.
So it's actually pretty cool. Tahoe Tessie, there's been stories of a serpent-like monster in Lake Tahoe dating back to the 1800s from both, I'm going to butcher this, the Washoe and Paiute tribes. People have been telling stories of them literally since early to late 1800s, late 1700s. So there is quite a bit of history behind this. Obviously, the name does, get taken from the more popular and more well-known Nessie of Loch Ness, like the one I have tattooed to my arm.
Because Americans are nothing but unoriginal.
Oh yeah, we are a very lazy people when it comes to creating names for things. I mean,
yeah,
Coca-Cola used to have cocaine in it. Come on.
All right, we need to get back to our roots.
We need to get back to our roots here. So yeah, I mean, It kind of goes along the same lines of what Nessie is. It's reportedly anywhere from 10 to 60 feet, depending on, or 10 to 60 feet in length, depending on who sees it, when they see it, and things of that nature. While there are a few different descriptions, it's mostly widely accepted that it does have that Serpentine Plesiosaurus, I'm again butchering dinosaur names, look, kind of similar to what Loch Ness or what Nessie of the Loch Ness looks like. Dave, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine, because my first question was going to be, as you said that there's been stories of a serpentine monster in the lake, but when I think of Nessie,
Serpentine,
is that what you said?
Yeah.
Did you say serpentine?
Yeah, like serpent.
Yeah, no,
I think I did say serpentine.
it's serpentine,
it's a
right?
serpent.
Yeah, so I was thinking like a big snake kind of thing, but you're saying the description more fits like Nessie and what's the one from Lake Champlain?
Nessie
Champ.
and then Champ. Right.
Yeah, so I was thinking more of like a plesiosaur. Is that what it is? Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, plesiosaur.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
is it like that, or is it like a snake? Not a snake, but like a water dragon.
There's been a few different sightings. Most of the sightings do kind of have that plesiosaur, look to them. For example, one of the most well-reported and most talked about sightings actually dates back to 1959, where we have another great named police officer.
Fuck yes, this is the best part of the show.
A fantastically named police officer. So 1959, off-duty police officer Mickey Daniels.
Mickey
Great
Daniels.
Mickey Daniels.
Dude, he sounds like a fucking old Red Sox player. Like someone who's just belligerently drunk when he got up to bat. Like I'm talking about like Babe Ruth era baseball player.
Oh
like,
yeah, just like chugging fucking brandy right before he goes up. Has a very long cigar in his mouth.
Yeah, back when
ready to rock.
Back when being an athlete just meant you had to be present and not physically fit. You just had to show up.
Yeah, no. You're just like you're eating hot dogs by the pound. You got $15 lined up for when you like fall over third base because you're too drunk.
That's what a time to be alive.
Time to be alive.
All right, sorry. So Mick Daniels.
Mickey Daniels.
Yeah, Mick Daniels. Mick Daniels is an Irish last name. That's all.
Mick Daniels sounds like a WWE character. A wrestler.
Oh, McDaniels,
like a super
ready.
Yeah. Oh, McDaniels, coming on down. Get your shamrocks. Like that's what it sounds like.
All right. So Mickey D saw something.
Big Mickey D, and his boat, ironically enough, was named Big Mac.
Well, it has to be.
Yeah, his boat in 1959 was named the Big Mac, which is fantastic.
I like that.
So Officer Mickey Daniels and his buddy were fishing. And they noticed that some of the water coming to them was getting very choppy and very rough. And then out of nowhere, something nudged the boat. Now, this is not exactly easy to do, considering the Big Mac was 43 feet long.
Okay, you have to
now, I don't know if you're a seafaring person, but a 43-foot long boat is pretty hard to move.
That's a big boat.
Especially, it's a big boat. I don't think I don't think you're going to need a bigger boat, but you might, depending on what you're hunting. So originally his buddy thought that it was could have been a wake, and Mick immediately realized that it could not be a wake, and that a wake could not have shoved the boat with such force. And they both looked on their starboard side to see a very large V-shaped shadow racing through the water. Now they were doing about 60 miles an hour.
Now, for all of you who are not nautical enthusiasts, such as myself, starboard means right side.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
To my knowledge. Yeah, it's just starboard in all the articles that I kept reading. I have a kayak. That's as much seafaring as I do.
So starboard is right, and then port is left. I only know that because port has the same amount of letters as left. And then you got the bow and then the stern. Bow is the front, stern is the back.
Okay, stern's the back. Oh, yeah, because you're... Yeah. Look at that. You learned something new on Cryptid Cocktail.
Dude, I used to go sailing all the time. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Nick. Don't look at me like
Dave,
that.
Dave, I love you like a brother, but I can never see you sailing in my life.
I know. I know how to put up a jib. It's a sail. I know how to put up the main.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you actually know how to sail?
I know how to sail. I had a weird childhood. Anyways, continue. I was white and grew up in New Hampshire.
All right.
This is...
Well, okay then.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So this creature was spotted underneath the water. Obviously, showed a very large, shadow just racing by. The boat was doing about 60 miles an hour, so it's not like something could hit it shortly or softly for it to kind of be rocked around.
Yeah.
It actually reared its head for a split second, and Mickey Daniels actually spent his life walking around the Lake Tahoe Bay or on the shoreline, taking his kayak out, taking his boats again, pretty much up until the day he died in 2017 to, try and catch another glimpse of this creature. Because obviously he had heard stories before this encounter.
Yo, so this dude had one encounter in the 50s and then spent the next 65 years dedicating his... God, I wish.
Well, he didn't he was an avid fisherman. He lived, in that region. So, he quoted it. There's a few articles from, local news stations saying that, he wants to see it again. He was very interested. He firmly believes in what he saw. And then there was no record of his friend ever talking about it again. Couldn't find a thing.
I just wish I loved something that much.
Yeah, I mean, same.
Nothing is ever besides Star Wars, I guess, but nothing is ever I've never seen something and been like, that's who I am as a person now.
This is what, I am now Mickey Daniels, Tahoe Tessie hunter.
Yeah, that is dedication and passion right there. Good for him.
Oh yeah.
It must have been super fucking frustrating though. That's the one thing. I like doing the show because I like researching cryptids and stuff like that, but I've never come across one where I've been like, that's it, that's the one. This is the hill I will die on. Except for maybe the Flatwoods Monster, only because I think we'd be best friends. And that's
I could see you being best friends with the Metal Man, the Falkville Metal Man.
Dude, the Falkville Metal Man, yeah. I don't know. All right, sorry.
R.I.P.
Well, me not as the host is a really bad idea because I make this show go way off the fucking rails. But I love it. I'm having a great time.
Oh, it's totally fun. We're having a great time.
I'm having a great time.
So there's a few other sightings. Actually, flash forward to 1979. 4 fishermen actually saw it hunting a school of trout. And this one was a lot more aggressive because it was literally, hunting around.
Okay.
And it kept causing so much wake in the water that their small fishing vessel was actually kind of pushed around a lot more. So Tahoe Tessie has a habit of knocking around on boats.
Tahoe Tessie sounds like, I'm going to assume it's a she. Tessie sounds like a girl's name to me. But Tahoe Tessie sounds like she woke up and shows violence every day of her life, and I love it. I respect her.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Tahoe Tessie is that girl in your school who comes in and fucks with the bullies.
Yeah, but is also a bully herself.
Yeah, she's the bully of bullies. She doesn't bully other people, but she bullies the bullies. She's almost like Large Marge from Pee Wee Herman.
All right, I'll accept that.
So fast forward to 79. They see it peering its head. It's hunting.
Real quick, Nicholas. Stop clasping your watch. It's all I can hear.
Sorry. ADD at its finest.
I'm sorry. It's just really loud. Somehow it's louder than you talking, and you're talking into a microphone. I don't know how that's happening.
That is very bizarre.
Sorry to all our listeners.
So yeah. So sorry. We're sorry.
We're so sorry.
Oh. We're sorry. So 79, it was spotted hunting fish. This happened a few times actually within that year.
Oh, so this is multiple times within the year.
Multiple sightings. Yeah, within the year. There was a few people that, actually talked to Weird California and Weird Nevada about seeing it hunting multiple times, which is pretty cool because you don't really see or hear too often about stories of cryptids hunting other things, which I think is interesting.
I feel like the only time you hear about that is big feet. Is that the plural of Bigfoot? Big five?
I always just call it just Bigfoot.
Is that the plural?
Big feet.
All right, we're getting into a weird thing. But I'm just saying that I feel like the only time you ever hear of a cryptid hunting, a story of a cryptid hunting is usually Bigfoot. It's usually hunting you.
Well, yeah. But I feel like this kind of just shows the more, if you break down cryptozoology, it's literally just the study of unknown animals. So you're seeing an animal in its natural habitat just hunting fish, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to the 80s.
Something like that.
Oh, it'd be sick. It'd be absolutely sick. And then in the 80s, 2 other fishermen saw it going towards a location in Lake Tahoe called Cave Rock. And then they watched it go underwater. I know, but hear me out.
Cave Rock.
Cave Rock. Cave.
Dude,
It's Nevada.
Cave Rock sounds like a really bad like sitcom about like cavemen that like learn how to play instruments. Like it's just like a Disney Channel show. 10 out of 10 would watch.
It's voiced by Nicolas Cage and Brendan Fraser.
Oh, I was gonna say Jack Black.
Well, he's also in it. He's the drummer. It's an all-star. It's like Airheads, but with Adam Sandler, Brendan Fraser, Jack Black, and Nicolas Cage.
All right, yeah, I'd watch that. All right, so they were so these two fishermen, they were heading up to Cave Rock. Great name.
No, they see it heading towards Cave Rock, and then it went underwater, right? So it was heading, east, northwest, south, whatever. It was just heading towards Cave Rock. They watch it, go back underwater, never, not seen again for the rest of the day. Until a couple weeks later, two divers were actually, diving around by Cave Rock, and they see this creature fitting the same description of Tahoe Tessie shoot out of the cave and left two very large fin prints underneath the water, which confirms what I'm going to again butcher these tribe names, the Wassaho and Paquit tribes claimed in the early 1800s.
Dude, you've said both those names different times. Both times you said them, and I love it so much.
But yeah, so the early tribes actually thought this creature lived underwater in a cave system, actually kind of fitting where Cave Rock was. And the theory behind that is that that specific cave actually goes into a canal system that reaches to other lakes.
Oh,
which is pretty cool.
Okay,
because that's the same theory that the everything behind Nessie is. Because right, there's a few different reasons that we haven't found them either. There's canals underwater, which makes sense. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or B, there's parts underwater that lead to other underwater caves.
Well, the Loch Ness also that it leads to the ocean, doesn't it?
Yes.
So it can go in and out. But the thing is with Lake Tahoe, like even though it might go to other lakes, that's a pretty landlocked fucking.
It's very landlocked. I'm pretty sure Nevada is landlocked in general.
Yeah. But I guess all right. So we're gonna. I know you're probably not done with your story. Actually, this is probably the perfect time to do this. We're gonna take a little break so we can hear from not a sponsor, but we'll just a little ad thing. Hold on, there we go.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Catherine.
And I'm Haley.
And we are Saturdays Are for the Ghouls,
a podcast on the Podmoth Network.
We cover all things spooky, like horror movies, true crime, the supernatural, and spooky stories.
In the most chaotic way possible.
So join your favorite ghoul friends every Saturday wherever you listen to podcasts.
And become a spooky babe.
So spooky babes, we'll see you
in your nightmares.
Okay, we're back. So I was gonna cut you off, and I figured it'd be a perfect time to play an ad for one of the other podcasts on our network, real quick. That's what being part of a podcast network is all about.
Crazy.
But what I wanted to ask you is that do you think that? Let me collect my thoughts. So, as you know, Pangea.
Pangea.
The concept of Pangea. all of that east, all the west coast of America at one point was underwater, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think as the tectonic plate shifted and stuff? This is my own theory. The shifted things, do you think as the water receded and the lake formed, do you think it's maybe like a dinosaur, that's something that just got caught in? It's basically when a crab gets caught in a tide pool, but there was never any tide to come back in and wash it back out to sea.
So it's funny that you say that, because I actually had the same thought, and apparently a lot of other people had the same thought, because that theory is kind of actually kind of null and void because of when Lake Tahoe was formed, and that was formed after the last ice age, and by the time that ice age had occurred,
so it was carved out.
The plesiosaur was yeah, exactly. The plesiosaurus was actually long since extinct.
All right, so then how? I get evolution, but all right, so I get evolution, but I feel like there's not enough time for something to evolve into something like that. And if there's only one of them in the lake that we know of, my only other thing would be It wouldn't be like a tulpa thing. That'd be fucking weird.
Well, I mean, my thing is more along the lines of, especially if there is a canal system, right? We don't know how old that canal system is. Obviously, Lake Tahoe had to be filled by something. So maybe there was a shift in plates where that canal system was actually cracked wide open that opened up into Tahoe, and these were able to kind of come in and out as they chose. Much like the same theory with the Loch Ness Monster and the theories of Champ. There's another one called Eiley. I believe that's in the Chesapeake Bay, or that's Chessie in the Chesapeake Bay of Virginia.
Yeah.
All of these are actually, kind of based off the same theory that at some point or another, a canal system was opened, and these, for lack of a better term, dinosaur was able to kind of swim in.
Is this a Hollow Earth theory? This sounds like a Hollow Earth theory.
Potentially.
It sounds like a but is Ogopogo, is that a lake monster? Or am I hallucinating that?
I'm pretty sure Ogopogo is a lake monster as well.
I don't know, dude. There's so many lake monsters, and they're all basically exactly the fucking same. This
Well, I think that was like, especially, I mean, how would it, think of it this way? So I want to say the earliest, if my memory serves, one of the earlier sightings of Nessie was in the late 1800s, while the early, sighting of Tessie was, late to early 1800s, depending on who you ask. So for that kind of word of mouth to travel and the same descriptions kind of happen.
Yeah, I mean that's the same thing as that's
difficult timeline.
That's the same thing as like with like Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Like there's sightings of something like that all around the world. There's no way that like it's also the same thing as like, not to get like religious because I don't believe in any of that, but every culture in the world has a great flood story all happening around the same time, and there's no way they could all have that same thought process, I guess, for their mythology. So I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know, dude. The world's fucking weird, man.
The world is a vampire.
I hate it so much. But there's also like, all right, sorry. Do you have more of your story? We went off for a bit.
No, so I mean, there's been a few sightings up until actually the last major sighting was in about 2004 to 2000. The original article, the sighting came out in 2004. The woman interviewed about it in 2005. I kind of discredited this a little bit just because it doesn't really match everything else in the way that it moves.
Oh, is this kind of like the 2014 Loveland Frogman sighting where it was clearly just a dude holding two flashlights over his eyes?
Yeah, exactly. No, so I mean the last reported sighting was was talked about in 2005, and there's a few news articles over it in 2005, but it's from an off-duty bartender.
So she's just getting off shift.
Yeah, she's just getting off shift. She's driving around the. Don't click that link just yet. She's driving around the shoreline. She's trying to get home, and she apparently saw what she described as a very large animal swimming within the water. However, she said that it reminded her of how she saw her dog swim and how she saw local bears swim, in rivers near her.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite fit that description of being a reptile and how reptiles swim. It also doesn't really fit the bill of the description because the way that she described it as a large mass, and it didn't really have a longer head or a longer reptile, look to it.
Could just be
but there have been, people. Exactly. It could also just be a bear.
Okay. It could just be a bear. I don't know anything about the wildlife in this area, so who the fuck knows? Exactly. Is this a picture of that you're sending me? The picture?
Yeah, so if you want to click a picture that I sent you in the chat, that's actually what Tahoe Tessie looks like.
All right, I'm worried that this might open up in the same tab. I don't think it will, but if it does, I'm sorry if this cuts off real quick. Okay, it didn't. Thank Christ. All right, here we go. There's something out there. The enduring legend of Tahoe Tessie. Wait, hold on. Hold on. You sent me. I'm assuming the first picture underneath the headline.
Can you describe?
Hold on. Is this the first picture? You tell me to describe the first picture underneath the headline that you sent me? Because this is a dude on a wakeboard.
Yeah, if you could take a look at the...
This is... This is a dude in a dinosaur onesie, like for children, standing on a paddleboard, kneeling on a paddleboard, holding it to fuck you.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you. Actually, this is kind of what both Mickey Daniels have said that this is kind of most like pretty much what he saw, and a few other viewers saw it. So it does look a little bit more menacing than the Loch Ness Monster. It doesn't kind of have that, like,
dude.
you know,
I'm
has
just,
more of a raptor look to it.
hold on, I'm just vibing with this dude in the fucking Tessie costume because I love this so much. Oh my god, it's adorable. Fuck out of here, man. All right, what do you? So all right? Send me a real thing. Did you send it? All right.
So the second one is mostly what people have seen. Yep, I just sent you the link.
Yeah, that's what I assumed it would be. Only this one looks like it only has 2 front fins and not 4. Because I'm
so it does have the full. So obviously this rendition does have the 2 fins, but people have said that it does kind of have more of that raptor-esque head.
Yo, this
But
I was just gonna say this fucking fuck this man.
It's a clever girl.
It's very clever girl. Tessie is a nightmare. All right, so hold on, dude. I hate this.
Yeah, it's like kind of terrifying.
Yeah. See, this is not like. See, this is why. All right. So here's the difference. Here's what I found out about different cultures. Like in Japan they have like the yokai, like the kappa and all that stuff, but they always make them so fucking cute. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And America is like, no, we're gonna make this shit fucking scary.
Yeah, like, dude, like, can we just like, come on, just make it wholesome for the family?
Well, I mean, even look at like the descriptions of Loch Ness or Nessie. You know, most of them, you know, for the most part, really don't look that aggressive. But at the same time, there's really been no reported incidents of Nessie nudging into boats or even videos or accounts of Nessie hunting anything, right? But there's quite a few accounts.
That's because Nessie came from the Black Lodge after Aleister Crowley moved there.
Yeah, and it opened up the gate with the Star Child ritual, exactly, or Moonchild, whatever ritual he was doing.
It was the Moonchild ritual,
but it was Moonchild. Okay, cool.
I don't think it was. I don't even think he was doing that. I think just his presence brought, like, opened a veil, and all these fucking cryptids started popping out.
Yeah, valid. But yeah, that's Tahoe Tessie. I mean, sorry, that's Tahoe Tessie. I think it's really cool. I'm a big fan of lake monsters, so I figured this would be a good little hop into it.
No, that was good. I like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I see it. So there's like a few cryptids that I don't fuck with just because, like, they're all like, every sighting is the same. It's like Bigfoot. Like, I mean, to say that there isn't some sort of like giant monster, not monster, but like, let's say that it's not like a primate living in the American frontier or wilderness that we don't know about, would be like saying there's no aliens. Like, we don't know. There's a lot of that shit's unexplored. But I just don't. I don't buy into it. Lake monsters, I'm the same way. But this was a really good story.
It's cool. I mean, my thing is like,
I just don't fuck with lake monsters because it's easy to say you saw something in a lake with no proof. You know what I mean? I could say I went to Lake Winnipesaukee and saw a fucking monster.
Right. I mean, I think isn't there something in Winnipesaukee, like, to begin with?
Oh, I have no idea. Is there something
for another time?
It probably is. It's probably called Winnie because
probably is.
It's awful.
But no, I mean, my thing is this. I mean, there is still so much that we don't know about, obviously, cryptozoology, because it is the research of unknown animals and all that fun stuff. But I think that there's something to be said about the fact that these sightings have been going on for, at this point, 200 plus years. It's definitely and for all we know, it could have been a very large sturgeon, right? There could have been very large fish in that lake. That's also a theory.
The thing is, it's always a large sturgeon, and you're trying to tell me there's sturgeon in every fucking lake across the world. See, that's why I'm conflicted, because I don't buy into lake monsters. I don't buy into Bigfoot. But also at the same time, like, you're gonna tell me that's a fucking bear? You're gonna tell me that's a sturgeon?
I mean, listen,
I have this weird skeptic but also believing brain where, like, both of my thoughts conflict one another and I can't get over it.
Yeah. my thing is, like, I don't know, I like being outdoors. I like fishing, and I've seen videos of dudes pulling out like monster sturgeons, dude, like 15 feet long, like 20 feet long, and like I could see that being perceived as a cryptid or things of that nature. But that takes away the fun of like all the folklore that goes along with Nessie, with Tessie, with Winnie, with Chessie, all the E's.
Just to be clear, I'm pretty sure we made up Winnie. I don't think that's real.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm gonna write a whole episode on Winnie just to see if I can get that to be a real thing.
Oh, I'm sure we can talk to some drunk people in Laconia. Like, I saw something in the water.
Nah, dude, I'm gonna fabricate the whole thing, and I'm probably gonna work on that right now just to pass it off as a real episode. But the thing is, we won't release it for like another year just to see if like.
Oh, and that's the April Fools of 2024.
Oh,
But yeah, that wraps up Tahoe Tessie. Dave, thanks for having me on the show. It was a good time.
Yeah, thank you for. Again, I'm a terrible guest. This episode went off the rails a billion times, but I had a lot of fun. It was really fun to not have to like do any of the work. But no, that was a blast, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, Dave, thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure as always.
Yeah, thanks for taking time out of your the bachelor party.
Yep, I'm gonna go crack another one of these and
I've had 4 since we started recording.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah, it's Saturday. It's hot as fucking here. I'm dying.
Yeah, what's the temperature up in old Philly right now?
Oh, I don't know about the temperature outside. I just know that I had to close all my windows just now, so there's no outside noise. And now I'm in a like 10 by 10 room, and I'm fucking sweating balls.
Popped a PBR, he's sweating. Hey,
so Nicholas, before we say goodbye, is there anything you want to plug? Is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to do?
Well, I'd like to rule the world. That'd be fun.
Okay, I meant like.
No, so I just started a sweet little watch business. I'm going to be selling some cooler nostalgic watches. I have a bunch of Jurassic Park watches that I'm going to be throwing up there soon, which is very cool. I'm very excited about that.
Are they plastic
from the
band?
Burger King days? Yeah, they're the Burger King days
ones.
ones.
Shit, hold up. Oh no, fuck, I don't know what I do with it. Oh, I gave it away. I had the Burger King Boba Fett and Jango Fett watch. Yeah, but I put it in someone's stocking for Christmas.
Love that for you. So yeah, if you want to give me a follow on Instagram, it's Neo Vintage Nick. Just give me a follow. I crack jokes. I post memes. If you're into watches or into nostalgia, and give me a whirl.
Also, Nick's really good at marketing and like stuff like that. Why don't you just do that? And by that, by that I mean, why don't I just make you in charge of the Cryptid Cocktail Party Instagram? Because I do not post as regularly as I should.
I would love that. Send me the Instagram passwords, and I will have a field day.
You heard that. Inundate Nick with all your Instagram passwords. He definitely won't take advantage of
all your social media marketing. No, absolutely not.
All right. Also, why don't we plug your other podcasts you got going on? The Two Dads One Cup podcast.
Oh yeah. So my Two Dads One Cup. One of my very good friends, Mike Caruso, and I have a show called The Dadcast. We are currently on a little bit of a break before we do season 2. So we're working on some podcasts and getting things working on some new episodes, getting some more content ready for you. But we hope to be back up by May 15th. So give us a follow at the Dadcast and find us on Spotify.
Yeah, do all of that, please. I was not paying attention. But yeah, so thank you, Nick. What do we got? We have follow us on Instagram. It is at Cryptid Cocktail. Follow us on Twitter. It is also at Cryptid Cocktail. I have posted 3 times on Twitter, and I've had
you gotta pump those numbers up.
I've had it for like 6 months
those
now.
Are rookie numbers.
Yeah, Twitter's a nightmare now, though. I keep getting a bunch of fucking weird right-wing bullshit, and I can't handle it. Let's see. We also have a Ko-Fi. If you want to help support the show, you can either do just a one-time donation, or if you want a recurring donation, that's fine too. There's no perks or anything like that. Like, you don't get like cool stuff, but I mean, whatever. If you want to help support the show, that is ko-fi/Cryptid Cocktail Party. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else. Okay.
God save the queen.